This is the Stock and ETF report for today, October 21st, 2022. Let's go to Trade Seasonal and look at our SPX first. We've been looking at it with all of our data, which is 94 years. As we talked the other days, we're at the verge of a drop. There's a seasonal drop. It started yesterday on the 20th. And it lasts for 7 days. As you can see, there are more drops than longs. It's 61% down and profitable versus 39% long for this week. So this is seasonally a bearish week. Whether this becomes a bearish week this week, we're going to find out. But it's seasonally bearish, and I would suggest to wait going long until we get to here, which is October 26th, the magic date. But there are some exceptions. If we go to Dow 30, and let's go look at some of our shorter term. Look at Honeywell. Honeywell, although it has a small drop, it has a very nice rise coming up right after it. This is only a 17-day opportunity. You go to Procter & Gamble. Procter & Gamble is straight up starting today. Only for 17 days, 3% on Procter & Gamble is quite a bit because Procter & Gamble is a low volatility stock. 3M, if you see there's a drop, then it goes up. So October 26th is the magic day to wait for most of these. However, if you want to go on a long-term one, it's probably a good idea. IBM is no longer on the short list. It went on an outlier. It was seasonally very, very bearish, and yet it went up dramatically yesterday with really good earnings. Chances are it's going to drop sharply next year. However, starting October 26th, because this week is weak, I would say IBM is long October 26th. I would still wait. I have a feeling IBM may do a correction. Not a big one, but it could go back down a few more dollars. And then October 26th is a good time to consider going into it for longer term. JP Morgan, a 12-day opportunity. It doesn't really have a drop. It goes up at this point. So these are the different. Goldman Sachs also has a nice rise, 3% in 16 days. Boeing has that drop and then it rises. So October 26th is going to be seasonally bullish. Whether it's going to happen or not, we're going to see, but probabilities on the side of bullishness. Let's go and look at top of NASDAQ. Keurig is still on the top. This is one amazing stock. I'm going to add it to my portfolio. There's Broadcom. Also 14% rise starts now, but if you see it's a little bit of a down, it's probably not going to correct too much, but then it's going to rise. It's going to rise almost 15% from today until end of January. Microchip. I am not familiar with this one, but the rise is pretty dramatic for only a 2 weeks. Probably going to have an earnings soon. Top of the list on SMP Trends time. This one doesn't really have a real down either. It's going straight up. Snap-on. I'm not familiar with this stock. A big down and a big up. Probably better to wait here. 26th. See, all of them coincide with that magic date of 26th. Pool. They sell pool supplies, and yet they go up here right before the winter season. Interestingly enough, they probably had good earnings for over the summer typically, and that's why they go up this time of the year. Just look at ETFs now. Top of the list, dividend appreciation ETF, rising 3% in 40 days. That's pretty good for an ETF, although there's that little down before it goes up, so there's time to get into it. Technology, 160 days makes 7%. That's not a lot for technology. DB US Dollar Index Bullish Fund Invesco, this is a very sharp up, although actually the percentage is not. But on the chart it looks up. This is not a high volatility stock ETF. And let's see, is there any shorts? Yes, there is. The US Natural Gas Fund is on the verge of dropping. Now let's go back to here at this point to see if it's, how was it performing this year? So far it's dropped almost 20% in 8 days already. So this is following seasonality, and this is a time that this is going to go down. This might be a good opportunity. Look at that, 19%. All right, that's it for today.